Hello, fellows. It's Nutty Bar, and it's time to do a recap. I haven't done a recap in quite some time, and I definitely want to do one tonight. This is a recap, a little bit of a recap on my day, but I'm also going to spend a little bit of time recapping, not like a different strategy, but I do want to do something a little bit different. And actually, it came from listening to an audiobook over the weekend, and I don't know, it just made a lot of sense to me, and I'm gonna try it. Not saying it's gonna work, but hey, we're gonna try it. For today, today actually was a really good day. It could have been a little bit better, only because they so okay. Let me step back a little bit and fill you guys in on my Tradeify live accounts. Um, Yeah, I don't wanna pretend like I'm not hiding anything here, but I have been struggling. I have been really struggling with my Tradeify accounts. I know it doesn't seem like it today, but yesterday I was in Indiana for a funeral, and I wasn't able to do a recap, and on Monday night, I wasn't able to do a recap because we left we left for Indiana on Monday afternoon. Um, but yeah, I've just not been trading well with my Tradeify Live account. It's actually been really bad. I've been really frustrated with myself. Extremely frustrated. Um, I forget, but I was up $1,200 one day and I kept wanting more. And I ended up trading until I hit the data loss limit. I was up $2,000 on one day. I don't even remember which days it was, but there were 3 different times that I was up over 1,000 in these accounts, and I wasn't willing to walk away. And, I don't know, I struggle, I'm gonna be honest. I struggle when there's no consistency rule, and I just have a difficult time walking away. And I always think, especially when it's going well, like I'm having really good trades, then I seem to think, "Oh, this is going so well, so why not keep going? Why not keep trading?" And I just it's a t I need to get over it. Now today, I was able to walk away, and yet there was maybe a small victory today. On this Tradeify account today, the $211 in profit, I was actually up $1,000 in that account today, and I started giving it back, and I started to do what I've been doing the last couple days. Thankfully, I did stop this time, and I was like, "No, not today. I am not gonna do that again." And instead of trying to get the money back and get back to the $1,000, I just cut it down for the day, and I was done. Um, I don't know. I definitely part of the other problem, I talked about this on stream and I'll share it in the recap too, but part of my problem is, I mean, so Tradeify shares a top this sounds so silly saying it, but Tradeify shares a top 10, not top 10, top 5. They share a top 5 every day, the top 5 traders on live accounts. And I've been way too obsessed with trying to get on that top 5 leaderboard at the end of the day. And even today, I was kind of obsessed with it. And honestly, I might make the top 5 today, but I'm not even going to celebrate it. It doesn't deserve to be celebrated because I don't know. I just not been training well, and it's actually a bad thing. Um, feel like a bad thing that I've been trying to just be focused on that. I just get obsessed with it, and my OCD kicks in, and I'm like, "I am going to make it to the top 5 today." And that's why some of those $1,000, $1,500 days, I don't stop trading because I know to get on the top 5, it usually takes 3,000 or more, to get on. So I don't know. I just need to get over that mental hurdle and having no consistency rule. I need to get over it. Need to know when to walk away. Hopefully this is a turning point, but we're not out of the woods yet. Obviously, on both of these accounts, we started with a $9,000 balance. And as you can see, we're at 5,000 on this one. We're at 7,000 on this one. I mean, almost. So basically, we're $6,000 behind the eight ball on these accounts. We've got a ways to go yet. Um, I think we can grind back. We can make it. We can get back to where we were. But I need to work through a little bit of mental hurdles here on those live accounts. Anyway, that's the recap on the Tradeify live accounts. Um, I am being more aggressive with those, which I'm okay being more aggressive, and I'll explain it. I'll explain that a little bit more in a little bit. But going to our other accounts. So my funded future, I was actually red on these accounts for a little bit of the day. It was kind of unfortunate this morning. On this morning's trade, I took a long trade here, took profit, and then when we went below the VWAP here, or the 15-minute opening range, I did look for a short, and then I don't know what happened here. There was some kind of news that came out or something. I'm not sure. Actually not sure what it was, but we had a crazy spike higher, and as we got the spike, I went to just close my position, and at the same time I closed the position, it hit my stop loss. So then it put me in a reverse position, and then I had to get out of that position. So it was kind of a mess. Ended up being red on that trade, on both trades. Basically took a $250 loss, and then I had another $100 loss here. But then I had a really good trade here. One thing I've noticed recently in the market seems to be it makes its move and then it just chops sideways for an hour before it makes its next move higher. So once I kind of saw this 380 level seemed to be the bottom line in the sand, and every time we hit the 380s, we would go higher. So I did enter long, caught a nice move here, and then I caught a nice I actually ended stream somewhere in here, and we were just at the time we were just grinding higher. Like we just kept grinding higher, and I jumped in long on this pullback. And I mean, I don't want to brag, but I think I sold the top. All the way up here at the 554s, I took profit. And when I saw this, we had some pretty big volume coming in. Volume started coming in on the downside. And if you were here this morning, I was short biased. But once we started grinding higher, I kind of changed. But once we saw this volume, I was waiting for a little bit of a spike higher. And as soon as we failed, I jumped in short here and took a quick $100. This was very quick trade. And I mean, it just seemed like it was ready to really dump. Now, I did take a long trade right here off of the opening range high. I thought we'd see a big spike higher. I got pretty lucky on that, that I got filled and I was able to get out before we just continued to dump. But we had a big sell off this afternoon. Now, usually this would be like a very, very bad thing for me. But today I don't want to say that I'm proud of myself, but I am very happy that I didn't try to fight it. And as soon as we had a failed attempt at highs right here, I switched everything to bearish and I looked for shorts, and I got a couple setups and I took some short. That's where I jumped in on this Apex account, and I kind of went a little bit crazy on the Apex. These three accounts have been lagging behind quite a bit, and I jumped in a lot. I did take some losses here. I just basically was shorting every little pop I kept shorting. Had to take some losses, but overall, most of these were just short scalps. Every time we went higher, I just shorted and took like that $100 to $120 profit, and very happy with those three accounts. $840 in profit, and we will take it. Now back to kind of what I was talking about beginning of the video. One of my things I'm going to change a little bit. So I was reading the Market Wizards. Market Wizards, I was listening to the audiobook, and basically it's a guy that, he interviews people that trade successfully. And one of the people that he interviewed, it just really, I don't know, it really resonated with me. And one of the things that he said was his trading setups, like he knew exactly what he was looking for in the market. He knew exactly what price action he was looking for, but a lot of times he would get impatient. And I mean, that's exactly what happens to me. He would get impatient and he'd end up taking trades that he shouldn't, and he would just mess up his account. So what he started doing was he actually had a separate account that was a smaller size account, and that account was only there for entertainment purposes almost. Like he would only trade those accounts and he would take intuition trades on those accounts where he would allow himself, like, I think he called it his free spirit. Like, he allowed himself to trade the free spirit trades on that account only, but on the main account and the big accounts where it really mattered and where he traded more size, he only took his one setup. And he actually was very successful doing that. And a big part of his success, he contributed to the fact that he had that smaller account with smaller size where he kind of allowed himself to trade a little bit more intuition and a little more, I call it willy-nilly style. And that actually helped him to actually be patient on his other accounts that really mattered. So anyway, it really kind of resonated with me. And I thought to myself that was, and I want to trade. So here's the plan. Now, it's gonna take a little bit before we actually do this, but my plan is I want to get these three Apex accounts that have been lagging behind. I had 3 bad days on these three accounts. Basically, I need about $1,000 more in profit. And once I get these three accounts to a similar balance as the rest of these accounts, then I'm going to copy trade all of my Apex accounts together. I'm going to still use Quant Guard, and I wouldn't do this without Quant Guard. I'm going to use Quant Guard and that $400 loss limit per day just to prevent myself from doing anything stupid. Um, I'm going to use that, but I'm going to copy trade my Apex accounts, but I'm going to be super patient, and I'm only going to take my pullback setups, and that's it. I'm just going to take those trades on those accounts. I'm not going to take any intuition trades, anything like that. And I'm going to use my Tradeify live accounts and my funded future accounts kind of as my trades, where if I want to take intuition trades, stuff like that, that is where I will take those trades. And I think it's going to, I don't know, just give me the freedom to maybe be a little more, how would you say, creative? I don't even know, but do that. And I don't, not to create bad habits, but I don't know, it just makes a lot of sense. Like for me, if I try to be so patient, it's almost like I I'm pent up with patience, and when it overflows, then it almost goes where I go crazy, and instead of being patient, I'm exactly the opposite. It's like my tank is full, and I just it goes crazy. So I always, and I've done this in the past too, where I have taken some accounts where I kind of use that as my willy-nilly trading, and it allows me to be more patient with my main accounts where I only want to take one specific setup that I feel the most comfortable with. Hopefully that makes sense. It might not make sense to you. I don't mind if it doesn't. I'm just going to share what I'm going to do going forward, but for now we're going to keep trading these 3 accounts until we get it to that balance that is similar, just because my OCD levels will then I just need to get them to the same balance. I'm sorry. It is what it is. In the meantime, we're going to keep trading the Tradify live accounts, my Fund of Future accounts. We did take another payout on my Fund of Future. Um, so far, I really like my Fund of Future, and hopefully we can keep that going. But hopefully we can now turn it around on these Tradify accounts where I just need to get back to break even, and then I just need to calm down a little bit on those accounts. But anyway, that's kind of a recap. That's where my headspace is at right now at the moment. Sorry I haven't been doing as many recaps recently. Um, I don't know. Some days there's not much to recap, and I usually will skip it. Some days, if I have big red days or big green days or anything changes, I will definitely do recaps. But some days seems like there's not a whole lot to talk about. But anyway, we'll do the recaps as I see fit, I guess. So anyway, I appreciate all you guys hanging out. We will be back. We'll be live streaming again tomorrow, and hope to see you there. Take care. I hope you guys are all having a great time and are very green. Appreciate the support. Take care, and God bless.